Can there be objective morality without God? Can morality be both secular and absolute? Not only can there be an absolute morality without God, but that's the only way there can be an absolute morality. The idea of God is that there's this consciousness, this omnipotent, omnipresent, all-knowing consciousness that created the universe and that created man and that created moral law, and we're supposed to have faith that he exists and then obey him no matter what. And so the classic example of this is in the Bible when God tells Abraham to kill his son Isaac to see whether Abraham would obey God, because that's the number one virtue according to religion. And Abraham, raises the knife and he's getting ready to kill his son, and then God intervenes and says, "No, I was just checking to see that you were virtuous, that you were going to obey me." And I mean, the absurdity of that story, the monstrosity of that story should be enough to indicate that there's something really wrong with the idea of getting morality from God to begin with. More fundamental point is this: the idea of God is just this idea of this consciousness telling us what to do. Well, if it's just some consciousness telling us what to do, that's not objective. That's the definition of subjective. That's just something or somebody saying, you have to do this. And so the God version of morality is not objective. It's just subjective, and it's all the more subjective because since God doesn't really exist, the whole religious structure of morality comes from people writing books, writing scripture, and making stuff up about what we ought to do. And the vast majority of it has to do with, well, we need to sacrifice, give up our values. But that's ridiculous. The reason we need morality is not to give up our values, not to sacrifice the things that we need, but to gain and keep the things that we need. So it's exactly the opposite of morality that comes from religion.